been your host here in the state of Georgia. It's a great thing to have you here. We welcome you, and we hope you spend a whole lot of money. And particularly on all of these items that you see here. If you've not put a bid in, you need to go over there while I'm talking. It won't bother me one bit. But it will help our organizations out. So don't hold back. If we need plastic, can we take plastic here? All right, we can take plastic. Please use it. If not, we'll take your real money or we'll take a check. So just come on. If you need me to showcase these folks, what is on these tables, I'll be more than happy to. I bring you greetings from the beautiful state of Georgia. We're delighted to have you here. We are excited about your presence here, and we hope you will return very soon, and particularly with your pocketbooks. But also, I want to see more bikes around. You know, it's a great time when people come to the Capitol and they ride their bikes up to the Georgia State Capitol. We block the streets off, and what a fantastic appeal is. I look out the window where my office is, where your office is, and I see all of these beautiful bikes that are out there.
Yes.
It reminds me, too, of my home. You know what I've told people? I said, we've got 3 Harleys, we've got a Ducati, and we have a Honda. And I said, if anything ever happens at our house and you see smoke coming out, please go to the garage first, because that's where all the money is. You know, it is indeed a pleasure. I started riding about 6 or 7 years ago. Thought I'd never ride before. My husband had ridden a bike because that was his only transportation, because I had the car after we first were married. He was in med school, and in order for him to get to med school, because I had to go earn the paycheck so he could go to med school, well, he got a bike then. And that's when he started riding bikes, and that was back in about 1970. And he enjoyed it so very much, and I learned to appreciate bikers. I learned to appreciate safety, and I learned to appreciate education that goes along with understanding about bikers and what truly it's all about. Over a period of time, I had always ridden a bicycle, and I enjoyed the bicycle. I got a lot of scrapes. I got breaks from falls, as we all do with anything that we may venture into. A few years back, my husband decided he's going to retire from practice. He's a radiation oncologist. And when he retired from practice, he decided not only did he want to enjoy golf, not only did he want to enjoy his family, not only did he want to be able to go fishing and hunting and do those things that he couldn't do when he was in practice, but he decided he was going to get himself a motorcycle. The first one was a very small Honda that he got. And the next thing I knew, there was a larger bike in our garage that he had gone out and bought. So as you can already see, we're bike crazy. But the point is, I may not get to ride as much as I want to right now because of the legislative process that goes through, but he is so wonderful. I have taught him well. He gets every bike out and he cranks it up and he makes sure that the batteries are all going strong, so when I get home, I can ride my bike. And I can be a part of feeling the freedom that you have when you're on the road. And again, 6 years ago, I probably would not have said that. But now that I have educated myself and continue to educate myself and try to educate others about what goes on with bikers, that I have found that my love of biking has certainly flourished. Let me share with you also, as we stop and think, I think that 20, 30 years ago, what people thought of bikers is totally different than what we are today. You know, it's sort of like saying, who are we? What are we? And what do we stand for? I have seen over the last 2 to 3 years a totally different avenue of what people think of bikers at the Georgia House and the Georgia Senate. It's a different view of who bikers are. Who are we? who are we? We are individuals that are very business-minded, very safety-coordinated, and very much interested in education, very much interested not only in our education fields of safety and concern for biking, but we're also interested in what the young people know about biking. And by that, they grow into understanding about who we are and what we stand for and why we believe in our freedoms and why we believe so strongly in our liberties. As Dan told you, for the last 2 years, I have been helping to try to see in the state of Georgia if we could get a red light bill passed. And we've worked very hard, and we were successful in 2011 of getting that bill out of committee and took it to rules where it got a hang-up, where it's still hanging. Then, this past year in 2012, we took a new light and we rewrote that bill, House Bill 161, so that it took a different avenue of perspective. And we looked at our red light bill, not as coming up to the motion detectors, not looking at the cameras that should be sensitive, and trying to get a way that we could get through a red light without breaking the law. We changed it a little bit and we took it to the perspective of being a Motorcycle Mobility Act, where we looked at what was going on, that if you came up to a traffic signal that was not operating properly, what did we do already? Then by darn, why can't we make a left turn when you got a partial inoperative light because them sensors won't pick up your darn bike? So we've taken a different avenue of what the perspective that we can look at. Well, we got it out of committee because guess who was the chairman of the committee? But unfortunately, we got into rules, and guess what? It hung up. It's hung up. So we are working on those hang-ups, and I will continue with my ABATE group and with one that I'm a member of, and we will continue working because I'm proud to be a motorcyclist. I'm proud to know who I am, and I'm proud to stand up for our rights. So we will continue, Dan, and all of our group from Georgia to follow suit. Now, I understand that today that you had a session that talked about how to get a red light bill passed. Now, I just want to know, is Ralph Bell in here? Oh, my goodness. What about Matt Danielson? Well, how in the world am I going to get help on passing a red light bill if none of those individuals are here?
Dr. John.
But I've got a good man that I've already talked to tonight. And guess what I've got? I've got his card. So I got his phone number. And we will be calling and we will be talking. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it's all about. Communication is the key to our success. And no matter what state we're in order to get something passed. If we do not communicate and we do not work together, then we could be a failure. And that's not what we want. We want to be successful, and to do that, education is a key, communication is a key. Now let me tell you about communication. I have people that call me up all the time. And they say, what do you think about so-and-so? Well, heaven's sakes, don't ask me what I think about something, because I will give you freely my opinion of what I think about. But a lot of people don't want to hear the answer that I might give. And immediately if they call me, they say, well, we need to hang up. And I said, wait a minute. Don't ever ask someone what they think about a question, and then it's not what you want to hear, because we don't want to hear that, but I want to hear why your opinion differs from mine, because one should never be set in concrete. A person should be willing to hear all sides of an issue, because guess what? One's mind can be changed when you educate about the issues that are before them. So it is a key to being successful is to educate one another, even though you begin with different opinions. Because guess what? You grow closer with the needs, and you come forward, and eventually you're going to be very successful in what you're trying to accomplish. You complete that circle as you go by. Well, let me tell you something. I've been completing the circle up here. I started out, and guess what page I'm on? Number 1. Somehow I sort of got a little bit distracted here. But I'm one of those that doesn't follow a script anyway. Because I believe in speaking to you from my heart. And I believe in telling you how I feel about things and where we go. You know, we were sitting at our table talking about some things. And we were talking about what we wanted to do in the future. And it got me thinking that we have a past, we have a present, and we have a future. We have the yesterday, which is the past. We have the present, which is today. And then we have over here the future, which is tomorrow. But you know the only day that counts? Today. Yesterday is over. You've got your failures there. You've got your burdens there. And you're not going to change one thing. Think about tomorrow. Tomorrow is in the future. And guess what? You don't know what you can do tomorrow. You've still got those things that you think you want to do. But it hasn't happened yet. So tomorrow doesn't matter. But guess what's going to matter to every one of us? Today. Think about it. Think about what happens today. And think about what you can do to be a part of educating someone, of making someone's life a little bit better. You know, what is in our heart is how we are, and that's who we are. And we make things better by realizing that we're all human beings. We all have feelings, and working together, we can still achieve. That's even true in the legislative process, working together. Now, how many of you in your home area know who your state representative is, who your state senator is, and who your congressional member is?
Everybody in this room.
I should hope so, but you know what? I don't see some hands raised. How many of you are personal friends and acquaintances with these people? Not just know them by name, but being able to talk with them. That's something you need to do. I'm a big one on saying, get to know the person that is in office. Because how can you make a difference if you can't share with them how they need to make a difference? So if you sit back and think that your 2 cents worth isn't important, I'm telling you my 2 cents worth is important, whether somebody else believes it or not. And believe in yourself and get out there and let people know what you feel and how you feel about it. And you don't have to be rude, you don't have to be ugly. I know some people that are ugly. Dan brought it out tonight. He said, well, you're sitting here at this table and your life's not getting threatened, is it, Ann? I said, no, because my life has been threatened this year. And we do have one person, by the way. So we're going to resolve that issue. And it was over a legislative issue that they assumed they knew what I was going to do. They still don't know how I would act, they don't. But nevertheless, I trust my opinion. And I trust your opinion. Because that's how we can make the difference in what we do, is communication. So remember, today is the most important day of your life. Today is how you make a difference in whatever we want to do in the legislature, whatever you want it to happen in your homes, in your jobs, in your community. It may not be pleasant, on all occasions, but today is your day. And it's the greatest day that you can ever have. Now, as we continue forward and we think about what's going on, what we can achieve, I see every one of you in here looking around. Well, again, I want you to turn to someone at your table and I want you to ask them the question, who are you? And see what they may reply. Let me see you do that. I love it, because you know what I'm seeing out there? I am seeing a bunch of smiles on faces. Are you having a good time?
Yes.
Are you knowing who is sitting by you?
Yes.
Yes, you are. And you know what else? Tonight, we are assembled here. You have freedom of speech. Did anybody exercise it just now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What do we have? Today we speak of freedom, and we must remember what it means to us, who we are, who you are. That's the most important thing that we can do. If we don't, let me tell you something. Freedom can be lost easily if we don't stand up for it. I've heard you say tonight, freedom is important to you. What you believe in this country, then you better stand up for it. And if we don't stand up for it, we're going to lose it. So freedom is extremely important to us. That's today. And that's what we've got to live on every 24 hours that exists to us. So the question again is, who are you? Who are we? We are Americans. And by darn, I am proud to be an American. You know, I'm here because of the fact that my parents built a wonderful foundation for me. One which told me not to stand back, to always be sure that you speak out, and you support your beliefs and the founding of this country. And freedom is what it's all about. We are proud to stand up for what we believe in. We are proud, and I say we because I believe all of you are the same way. We're proud for our beliefs. We're proud for our educational values that we implement, even through our Bikers Association, how important it is that we implement these facts to whomever will listen to us. And it's your responsibility to get those people to listen and to stand up for the freedoms. You know, I thought about as I looked around the room tonight, and also as I met individuals, that as I saw some, and there was one gentleman that's sitting back here at the second table, and he is retired from the U.S. Army. And I thought about the freedoms that are exercised by our military, that gives us, our armed forces, that gives us the right to have the freedoms that we have. You know, I thought about the month of May and what we as bikers celebrate during the month of May. That is Biker Month. That is the month that we need to get out and we need to make the people know in all of our states exactly what bikers do and to watch out for us on the road. Pay attention to us because we have to pay attention to you. It is a month that also that we look. It's a month that we do say thank you because it's the month that we celebrate Memorial Day. And Memorial Day stands for our freedoms that we have been given by the sacrifices that have been given by others before us.
That's right.
Those sacrifices that have been brought by death, left family members. But it makes me proud to be an American and to salute those individuals. And I'd like this time for us all to salute anyone that has served in our armed forces and been a part of us having the freedoms that we exercise today. Can you stand? Any of you that have served?